So, Saturday night, we were celebrating a birthday here at my house. So we had people come from far away, so they stayed over. And I was in my room, sleeping. And they had a bunch of like air mattresses out in the living room. And we went to sleep kind of late. And then it's funny, at 1:30 the fire alarm went off for no reason. So it woke me up, and I was very like, it woke me up in such an aggressive way that it was hard for me to go back to sleep. So I slept pretty bad, but I kind of knew that I wanted to do a little bit of fasting on Sunday. And when I woke up, I was a little thirsty, and immediately every morning I just drink water, right? People tell you to drink a lot of water in the morning. You're dehydrated from not drinking throughout the night. So I look around and I don't have water. And I go out of my room and I realize, okay, I don't drink tap water. I've been avoiding that for a long time. And I keep my water in the basement because it stays really cool there. But I think, okay, if I go downstairs, the stairs make a lot of noise. I didn't want to wake them up. I felt bad. So I was like, wait, now I'm actually not that thirsty. It's a perfect time to try a dry fast, which I've been wanting to try for a long time. So I was like, okay, let's try it out. Let's do this. And I went through the day. So today's Monday morning, but yesterday I went through the day. I felt okay. I realized now that I don't want to push it too much. I really want to listen to my body. So it felt good. It felt okay. And since it was a Sunday, I did a lot of resting. It was a World Cup final, so we watched that with family and friends. Then I did a lot of reading, which some people say if you do a long fast, you don't want to be doing too much like mental activity, even though some people do, but that's what I've read. But I did a lot of reading. I laid in my bed for a little while just reading, and then tried to take a nap, but I couldn't, but I was just laying there. Then I had a session on the phone with someone, and it all felt great. I was resting a lot. I did a long meditation. And when the night came, I was like, okay, should I drink some water before the night? I've heard that some people have trouble sleeping sometimes on a dry fast, when they're not used to it. And it was my first one, so I didn't want to push it too much. But I felt great. I felt okay. And that healing session that I had, this time it was actually for me. I'm working with an incredible healer, and that session was for me. So I felt so freaking good after the session. So good. We went deep and healed a lot of stuff. So it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to sleep like this. I'm not going to drink water, and I'll see how it goes. I slept really well. I'm a little tired because I had a very long week the week before, but I slept really well. And I woke up. I'm not insanely thirsty. Now that I'm talking too much, my mouth is getting a little dry. I'm not that thirsty. So I'm gonna keep it going. So now it's getting close to being 36 hours. Because I had dinner kind of late on Saturday night. So I'm gonna keep going. And my suggestion to you, if you're thinking of starting a dry fast, is to don't be too strict with planning it out and saying, okay, Saturday I'm gonna do a dry fast. Because maybe you wake up and you realize, okay, my body's not feeling it today, and you force it too much. You will get benefits, but maybe it might not be the best time for you. So what I do, even with fasting, is like, okay, I have an idea of if it goes right, if everything's okay, I'll try to fast and see how it goes, but I will listen to my body. So that's what I did with this dry fast. And I'm gonna keep it going, but I'm doing landscaping today. Hopefully I have a lot of shade. I'm taking water with me, and I'm taking food with me in case I wanna break the fast. So, but don't do what I'm doing. I'm just crazy enough because I do a lot of fasting, so my body's pretty used to it. But I definitely don't recommend to go out and do physical activity when you're doing a dry fast. But I'll just test it out and see how it goes. Maybe I'll make another video after this and let you know how it went. But I would recommend to kind of listen to your body. Go minute by minute, hour by hour. Don't force yourself too much to do something. I know sometimes we need a little discipline, we need a little push, because we do know that there's healing going on underneath, but listen to your body. You'll know, your intuition, your body will tell you. And the more we listen to our body, the better we get at listening to our bodies. I'm not telling you that like I'm an expert and I know exactly what my body needs. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning every single day. But this has been a beautiful experience. And yeah, and the questions that I have for you, if you've been doing this for a while, is to please share your experience with me, because I'm new to this. I'm going to be studying it more. But I've definitely studied a little bit, enough to kind of get into it and test it out for myself. But two mistakes that I might have done that I want to share with you, that maybe you can give me some feedback, is the first one is that I had a big meal on Saturday night, a very big meal. And I've heard some people recommend to make sure you clean out your bowels before going on a dry fast, right? Because you don't want stuff to be there and then you dehydrating and all that stuff. So I want to ask you about your experience with that. I thought of doing one day of water fast and then doing a saltwater flush and then doing a dry fast, which I did a saltwater flush and it was amazing. I'm gonna make a video on that one because that was an interesting experience. But let me know what you think about that, if you need to empty your bowels before that. And the other maybe quote unquote mistake that I did is that my hamstrings were insanely sore. I haven't been doing heavy weights for a while. I don't have a gym membership right now. I want to do calisthenics and I'm healing my shoulder and all that. And I was helping people out on their backyard, and they had huge stones. And they were telling me like, I don't know if you'll be able to move these. These are huge. We might need 2 or 3 people. But if you can, if you have a wheelbarrow or something, could you move them out to the side? And the first one I moved it, and I'm like, okay, I got this. I got a perfect deadlift form. I've been studying the deadlift for so many years. I'm a personal trainer. I got this. So get down, breathe, pick it up, and I'll take it over. I had to walk a long way. And there's actually 3 more stones, each one bigger than the next, that they wanted me to move. And I was like, okay, my ego was like, I got this. I can do this. There's no way I'm gonna back down now. I'll do this. I pick up the first one. It was insanely like round and like soft, so it was very slippery, but it was a nice challenge. So I was like, okay, I got that one too. Then the next one, okay, perfect deadlift form, pick it up. I moved it. And the last one, they're like, okay, I don't even want to look, because that one was huge. And they're like, I don't even want to look. And she turned around and her husband was looking, but they were freaking out because that one was huge. And I picked it up, moved it, and I didn't even stretch after. I forgot about it. I was feeling okay, but I was doing more like heavy work after that. I did heavy work the next day. And you know how sometimes on the second day is when you get the most sore. And it's been hurting like freaking crazy now, my hamstrings. So maybe, I don't know, my glutes didn't engage enough and my hamstrings were doing too much work. So I don't know if you're that sore, if it's the best time to do a dry fast, because if your muscles are still healing, even though a lot of healing happens during a fast, it might be better to actually heal other stuff instead of just your muscles. So let me know what you think about that too. If I should have waited until my muscles were feeling better to do the dry fast. So I'm learning as I go. I'll be sharing with you more and more. The more I do, the more I experiment with myself. I love doing all kinds of experiments. So let me know. I would love to hear from you. I would love your feedback, your support. I could use some support and information and guidance, and I'll be sharing more with you. Thank you so much. Hope that helped. Remember, if you're thinking of starting and trying a dry fast, keep those things in mind. Have a beautiful day. Forgot to add to the video that even though I did have a big meal Saturday night, I did have 2 bowel movements on Sunday. So that's why I felt okay, like, okay, there's not that much in there still. Of course there is, but I felt like, okay, I had some bowel movements.
So it's okay to continue with this dry fast. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that I forgot to mention, which I did mention, but I want to emphasize even more, to rest during a dry fast. Make sure you're laying down as much as you can, taking naps if you can, sleeping, whatever. Anything you can do to rest and support your body through the healing process, definitely do that. I did lay down a lot on Sunday, and today I ended up breaking my fast, which I'll make another video about. Because it was over 80 degrees, I was doing landscaping out in the sun. I listened to my body and ended the dry fast. So I'll make another video about that. That way this one's not too long. Have a beautiful day.